Alright. Good morning. It is day 3, and it stormed overnight. Let's get this bad boy fired up. My notional plans have changed. Originally was going to ride up to Eagles Peak, hike that, but it's pretty muddy, and I don't have a extra pair of boots. I had limited packing space, obviously, so decided, you know what, we're going to ride up to Ely, Minnesota, go for a ride here and get to the source of where all this fire action's going on. Alright, let's move this big boy. I can't see her on this truck. We are clear. Yeehaw. Yeah, it is wet, it is muddy, and it is foggy. Foggy. But you know what? It is beautiful. I'm glad to be here. This guy... Is he racing me? What's going on? Pedal faster. Yeah, so we're gonna ride up to Ely, Minnesota. That is kind of like the biggest impacted area. It's where most of the fires are kind of around, and that's like the hub of a major, it's kind of like the major Boundary Waters access point. Those outfitters and such. Those poor people, they've been pretty impacted by this, so I figured why not go up there and spend some of my cash, support those people. Alright, so as I was saying, we're gonna ride up to Ely, Minnesota, and my reasoning for doing this is, as I was waiting for the storms to pass this morning, I just searched Minnesota wildfires. Hold on. Yeah. That latch down. There we go. So I searched the Minnesota wildfires. Look up what's going on. What's in the news about this stuff. I'm in the area after all, alright? First thing I see, some idiot news guy gets on, and he's actually... It's a story from the Gunflint Trail area, which we just rode right up through there yesterday. So you guys will see all that footage and see how great it was. It was a beautiful day. There was barely any smoke. It was really good. And they're struggling too, guys. I mean, one of the hotel or resort places, they have 12 cabins, 11 out of the 12 canceled this week on them. That's horrible. That is horrible for business. So, this news guy, he was one of them. Apparently, he had some trip planned, according to this news guy. And he goes,
well, it's very unhealthy up here, guys, so I canceled my trip. But I'm broadcasting up here, okay?
like, what the hell, man? I hope that's not true. I'm not going to name the news stations or any of that, but it just goes to show they want you to live in fear. Sit at home, keep watching their stuff. So screw that. We're going up to Ely. We're going to spend money for the local economy. I'll do what I can to help. I ain't Bill Gates by any means, but we're going to go up there. Alright, it is a foggy day. It is chilly out, but I am so happy to be here. It is absolutely gorgeous. Lake Superior tends to be a foggy lake anyways. This happens. I think most of my memories, there's always a foggy day. Not because my memories are getting foggy, but because this lake gets foggy. How cool is this, guys? I love this. I rarely get past on this thing. Dude's in a hurry. Alright, if you ever need quick courier service, Alliance Courier. They move. Bro's just freaking flying through the city. I got courier messages. Out of my way. Who calls it courier anymore? That's like from the 1500s. The king has summoned you for courier messages. Please send from North Dakota to the governor of Minnesota. Thank you. Junction 1. Alright, yeah, we got a sign for Ely, Minnesota. That's exactly what we want. I like the only one's going there. Which lane? This lane? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Highway 1 in Minnesota. We're taking this from just off of Highway 61, off of the North Shore Drive on Lake Superior. We're going to take this all the way into Ely, Minnesota. This is a gorgeous drive. I'm super excited to be on this one today. Beautiful day, sun is shining. It is pretty humid and sticky, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm just glad to be out here. Yeehaw, giddy up. Finland, Minnesota. I've stayed around the area a couple times in my adventure career. Cool spots. There's some really beautiful things to do around here in terms of outdoor stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna pull off, change my GoPro battery, and then we'll continue on. Alright, let's ride. Ely is 55 miles. Alright. I'm excited for this. This is going to be a fun ride. There's some national forest. I forget which one. It's probably Superior National Forest, but I'm fairly certain there's a sign once we get up there. It tells you which one. a fun bit of forest section road here. That's gorgeous through here. Look at these trees. This is an awesome road. Props to Indian. The handling on this and how far it can lean is incredible. It is incredible. Like for a cruiser, dude, this is behaving like a sport bike. Okay, I know it's not a sport bike, but comparatively what else is on the market, like for a cruiser, this thing with bags moves very good through corners. I can toss this thing around so easily. See that? I'm exaggerating obviously, but just to give you an idea. See how quick you can move this thing around? No problem doing it. Yeah, I thought we would be at Ely by now, but it's taking longer to get through than I thought. It's been fun. This has been such a freaking blast. I love this road. It is such a blast to ride through this thing. There's been so many twisties. It's beautiful with the forest around. It is stunning here. I think we're going to be going over this lake. Jeez, dude. Slow up for the view. All right. What is something river? Kawashiwi River. Oh, gorgeous. Birch River. windy. We just like hit some serious gusts all of a sudden. Like that gust back there, I don't know if you guys could see from the footage, but that like shoved my by. It was like Ely, Minnesota. Well, so far I don't even notice any smoke or anything, and we're getting like really close to the epicenter of all this. That said, these winds are horrible. I'm sure that's going to make an impact on the fire conditions today with winds like this.
I ain't no fire expert, but it makes sense.
Woo! Alright, folks. Welcome to Ely, Minnesota. Wow. That was an absolutely joy of a ride. We're gonna grab some lunch. I'm hungry, and then we'll return at the end. Oh my god, my butt feels like both human and bike have been fueled up. We are ready to rock and roll. Alright, so we are leaving Ely, Minnesota, and work ourselves back to Grand Marais, where I'm staying. So you don't see a lot of smoke or anything, but you can certainly smell like a, I don't know how to describe, like a something bad happened type of smell from fire, whatever that smell is called, but kind of like an afterburn type smell in the air. A lot of good people in the area. Everyone's pitching into their community. Pretty cool to see that. Had a lot of good conversations walking around town, talking to folks at restaurants and whatnot. Love to see that stuff. Community like this stepping up, all the folks that live here supporting their first responders, people that are helping with the fire situation. Pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna take our fun Highway 1 back. Oh, I could feel some gravity force with that. It did this cool little quick bend thing, and I could totally feel the G-force. That was sick. I'm getting really comfortable on this bike, which is usually a problem with motorcyclists, but I'm really starting to get to know this beast. I'm really loving it too. For a cruiser, man, this thing can perform. This is an absolute blast. I can travel all across the United States, be comfortable, and have a machine that can perform at a very fun level. This is fun. This is a blast. Welcome to Finland, Minnesota. Alrighty, we got a new battery in the GoPro, and I filled up my batteries too with a nice Celsius energy drink. Ooh, this back is dirty. Okay, let's saddle up and ride. Yay ho. It is so windy out. But you know what, this Indian eats wind like a champ. Alright, we are back on the road, all saddled up, ready to rock and roll. So, in Finland, we are riding back to Grand Marais, and that will be the end of my day 3 footage when we get back. The day 4 is just riding all the way back home. Alright, back on Highway 61. Headed towards Grand Marais. Boy, the fog really cleared out. That's good. So right about Cascade River Park is when you can really feel that drop in temperature from the Lake Superior water effect, whatever it's called.
According to my scientific theory,
Alright, we are getting back into Grand Marais after a fun journey today, riding all the way up to Eli and back. That Highway 2 was absolutely fantastic. So many fun twists and turns through the forest, very beautiful scenery. That was a blast. Wow, the fog really cleared out. Alright, we made it. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes day 3. Peace